Euphoria. Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. Shoo! 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 Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever watch your enemy down? Like with a poker face. Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, then I hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior. They must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Cut the business, you got shit twisted. What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. It's no accent you can sell me. Your Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton, I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gonna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from. V12 is a fast one. Bow, bow, bow. Last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? Hey, Top Dog, who the fuck they think they playing with? Extortion my middle name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit, only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. I believe you don't like.
All right, folks. I hope everyone. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me get my life together. Let's go here. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Yo, what's going on, Resto? What's going on, Lita, Leopard, Yurt? What's up, everybody? Oh boy. So, I was going to wait to do this tomorrow, but I'm kind of scared, right? I'm kind of scared for a couple of different reasons. I ain't going to say it yet until things happen tomorrow. Um, but I'm excited for tomorrow because this story with Kendrick and Drake is getting very interesting. Everybody's been doing content, right? Can you guys hear me okay? Can I get a 1+1? Making sure I'm being heard. Um, but yeah, so in fact, let me take this off. I don't really need this because I wanna talk to y'all, right? I just want to talk to y'all. Thank you, Leopard. I appreciate it. Alrighty. So, a lot of people have been trying to figure out who exactly Ebony Prince 2K24 is. I'll just say before I get into this, I don't think that who the person is makes a difference at this point. And the reason that I say that is because whatever nuclear bomb that they have, whatever that nuke missile is that they have, it doesn't matter if it was an Ebony Prince or if it was a baby mama, if it was a whoever. Um, but I do want to say that there may be some significance to this because it kind of goes into a lot of the narratives that have been happening, at least according to me. um, a lot of the narratives that have been happening about the music industry, some of the things that go on in some of these parties. And I'll kind of leave it there. Y'all can kind of go with y'all's imaginations with that. But I was strolling through the internet, right? And I was like, you know what? Everybody else is checking the internet about updates and things because I've kind of really been relying on people reporting information, and not so much doing a whole lot of digging myself, other than for things that I find to be interesting. Like I said, for me, it doesn't necessarily matter who Ebony Prince is, but I think in regards to this Ebony Prince person, Um, I think, where they come from. I think people have debunked that, this person is associated in some sort of way um, with House of Ebony, which is a ballroom. Essentially, it's like a private members club where people go for entertainment, networking, socialization. And I kind of want to share at least their Instagram, right? So I want you guys to see this. And this is just kind of to get you guys to understand the organization and what they do, what they're about. Right. So I pulled them up already. This is from Instagram. If you go to Ebony Prince's Twitter account or X account, you'll see this same image here. Right. And this is about answering a lot of questions. This is supposed to happen, as you can see, November 9th, New York City. And again, it's a members only group. So I'm not sure how you would get in or even be notified about, what's being said unless you know someone who knows someone, which is interesting because I do have a relative that is a member. um, I don't know if they're still an active member, but several years ago they were a member. My one of my so my brother's brother is a musician. And some years back he came out with his very first music album, and he is gay. Um, and I won't, for sake of keeping him private and who he is, because he's very Googleable. um but he does have a history in in I'll just say, he people know who he is, right? And shortly after he became popular, came out that he's a gay man. But he's also always been into music, and that's been something that's kind of been a through line for most of my siblings. And after he came out with his first album, I think that's roundabouts when he got connected with these folks here. So I think it's cool that this is happening. So this is just some visual of, I guess, what they do. I've never been there. I've never been to an event. He's told me about it, said that he had a lot of fun. But yeah, these are people from all over the world, all different lifestyles. One of the big points is, that this was founded as a Black establishment, although I know that they are definitely multicultural from at least somewhat of my understanding now. But they go and they have fun. So if you've ever been to like a ballroom or you've been to one of these events, and the funny thing is that as I scroll through this Instagram, some of these videos I've seen in other places, like people memeing, like the Vogues and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny how this is like a full circle of this information, right? So there's that. Okay. So as I was, is there anything that I want to show you guys specifically? I don't know, but you guys have. All right. All right. This is not really about the content, but I just want you guys to kind of get an understanding of the organization, right? Now, people are supposed to be, right, saying that, this organization is associated with a person who has whatever information and videos that, are being offered up for sale. And this is kind of what I want to get back to. So let me stop sharing this. But I did come across a Reddit. And I thought it was kind of interesting because these people are saying that this Ebony Prince person has been paid. So whatever this video is and whatever is contained in the video somebody's already bought it. Honest opinion, I kind of worry if whoever bought the footage was somebody from like the OVO camp. So it's kind of like they're able to cover their own tracks. But I think in terms of just selling this information to whatever buyer, it is what it is, right? Like as long as you're buying it, it's your video to keep, whatever. So I came across this particular, let me share it. This particular Reddit right here. And I just scrolled across this by happenstance, right? In fact, am I able to make it bigger? Let me just make sure I can do like full screen. Hopefully, you guys, let me make it just a bit bigger so you guys can see. Hopefully that's good enough for y'all. But yeah, the first line right here, Ebony Prince received about 625,000 3 hours after posting the original video. Money has since been moved out. This is very interesting considering that the OG price given to the LeBron Twitter page was 600K. So there might be someone out there with the video, or he just scammed someone, quote unquote, the Drake camp out of $600,000. And here's the address. And so this is and I couldn't double back on this because I couldn't find, that's what I was looking for. That's why I was just over in Discord and I was quiet, because I was looking for the screenshot with the original wallet address from the screenshots from a post somebody else had, like a buyer was trying to reach out to Ebony Prince. And I guess that person posted the conversation, and I can't remember what I did. I don't know if I can't find it on my phone. I can't find it on my computer. Or if it is on my computer, I can't figure out where I put it. But yeah, so wanted to show this here. And so this is one address, and you can see there's not really a whole lot going on right now. But you can see these, hold on, maybe you can't. Let me make these bigger. But you can see these transactions here. This is a transaction log for people who are into crypto. You kind of know what you're looking at. But yeah, so these are well, this is 24, but these two right here are the ones kind of in question. So this was the first in, and then here goes the following out, right? So I want to go back because there was another one that I thought was interesting as we go back to this Reddit thread. If you scroll down a little bit, because there's folks talking here, there's some speculation um, that this is not Prince's personal wallet. It's the wallet of a person who's moving large amounts of crypto around for people trying to remain anonymous or skip on paying taxes. If I'm dealing with 500,000 in crypto, I'm definitely going to get someone involved in the transfer with a deep understanding of crypto and how to move it, which is accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that what these people did is extortion. Um, but what I would say, if I'm moving that amount of money in cryptocurrency and I'm trying to remain as private as I can, if this is a business deal, I definitely want to have a third party in to, I mean, even though, it's kind of hard to move crypto without it being seen. But I do think, if you have somebody that's able to get that money on your behalf and then figure out a way to get that money back to you without you having a direct connection to it, then, I mean, because again, this is business nowadays, with like Diddy and that whole ongoing saga at this point. I just don't think that there's anything that we can say can't be possible at this point. And so if you go down a little bit further, there's another link here. And this person says the money was transferred to two different accounts and eventually ended up on this address. It's worth over 225 million. So we're going to go to this one. You can see the wallet address here. And I would like to, because I would be able to follow this more accurately if I had the original wallet. But yeah, here goes the value here for those that are concerned. But you can see 6 seconds ago, there's another out. 6 seconds ago, there's another out. 18 seconds ago, there's a lot of outs going out of this account, right? Let's go down, but there's a shit ton of outs. And if we go to view all transactions, because I went back and looked and there was a pretty large in that came in. But if you can see, like, again, 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, whoever this person is moving, quite a good amount of crypto out of this account. I mean, like, by the minute they're moving stuff. So, all right, here go the ins 14 minutes ago. There's several, like, big deposits in here. And here goes another one from 14 minutes ago. Like, here goes another one from about 29 minutes ago. So whoever this person is essentially seems like they are being the cash handler or the crypto handler for whoever this is going to be paid out to. But yeah, if you look at this particular account, there's a lot of activity, There's a lot of outs. There's a lot of ins. Here goes another one here for this amount. These people are not playing. And I didn't want to make a huge, long video about this because I'm not super versed in crypto like that. So I'm not going to be CoffeeZilla and try to explain this to you because I can't technically explain it the best way that that could be explained on this platform. But I did want to share this with you guys. So it seems like it seems like Ebony has been paid, right? And possibly you said you um yeah, I watch CoffeeZilla. Yeah, absolutely. I orbit CoffeeZilla's circle, actually, like his friend circle. I have social friends that are adjacent to him. So I'm wondering if Coffee is going to pick this up because this is interesting, right? I might even drop a note and be like, "Hey, have you guys looked at this yet?" And just send the link to the thread because I would like to know um, on a bigger scale what this means, right? But for all intents and purposes, it looks like Ebony Prince has been paid, right? And oh, that's the other thing. So going back to the House of Ebony, there was an interesting video that I found that was also, there was a link posted in another Reddit thread because I think that people aren't. So this is the thing. House of Ebony is a ballroom that's supposed to be for the alphabet community, the Rainbow Mafia, all the girls and the boys who are looking for a place to be entertained. And I think when you're thinking about this, and then you're also thinking about like what this means for, hey, Lauren, what this means for like Drake. Because again, my question is, what does House of Ebony have to do with Drake? And why does House of Ebony have anything to do with anything attached to Drake? That's interesting, right? Considering everything we know, like all the videos of all the very young, I'm just going to say children. These are teenagers. I have a child that, at the time that Drake was associated with these children, that is their age and or older now, right? So for me as a parent, understanding like this person is having these very weird and to me inappropriate relationships with these very young people, these minors, because that's what they were at the time, most of them. What in the world does House of Ebony have to do with Drake? Why do they have his information? And what would it be in this video that Drake and OVO and to another extent UMG have to worry about? But I did find a video. I just want to play it really quickly to give like a different understanding. And this is from Larry Ebony himself. He did a video with a YouTube channel called Ballroom Throwbacks. So I want to play this for you guys. Give me a second so I can screen share it. Where is it at? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So I want to play this for you guys. I'm going to mute up while this plays so that way you guys can hear from one of the original founders or what they consider the founding father himself, and he explains the organization a bit better for you guys.
What's good? In the mix, Dallas Gay Pride, VIP up right now. Right here to my left is an honor, it's a privilege, not just for me, but for you. I'm over here with, we're not even going to say that icon or any of that pipe. We're here with Larry Ebony. That alone should be enough for you. But let them know a little bit of your history for the younger generation who may not know.
Well, I started in Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant in 1978. We started the House of Banji, and then we went to the House of Ebony.
House of Banji?
The House of Banji,
wow.
Because in 1978, I was familiated with a lot of 5%ers. And over the years, I was against homosexual and stuff like that until I met Richard. And Richard used to like my real brother. And then he took me to my first ball. And when I walked my first ball, the LaBeija ball, I had won. And I liked that. And so I started bringing all my friends to the ball. And so we wanted to be when we opened the House of Ebony, we wanted to be a real house, a thug house, no queens. You had to be straight up. You know what I'm saying? You just mess around, no queens, no dragons, nothing. You were just straight up brother. And so that's what we based our house on, was a realness house. And so for you to come in the House of Ebony.
Y'all hear that, right? No queens, none of that. You got to be a straight up regular nigga. You got to be a man's man to be a part of this. I'm just saying again, and this is not me because, you know, I consider myself an ally to the Rainbow Mafia, and I don't want them to hear this and think that I'm saying anything disparaging. But I mean, based on this man's own words, like this shit is not for play. Like we're not bringing in like a whole bunch of his words queens into the organizations to go to these ballrooms. This is just like just how the man standing next to him with the red hat, they're very masculine presenting men. And again, I'm saying that to say, in terms of when we're thinking about Drake, what the fuck does this mean? I'm just saying.
You had to get money. And Richard was like the nurse, and I taught him how to make money. If you didn't know how to make money, you had to steal, you had to rob, break windows, write checks, stick up, sell drugs. We did that. And we made...
Not no more though.
No, not no more. I'm a businessman now. But I'm saying that was our method of getting into the house to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because in the early 80s, you couldn't walk down the street and be gay. Because you had...
What would happen?
You would get beat up. When you come,
or worse.
Or stomp, get bottles thrown at you. When you come to a board, you have everything in your backpack. And then when you come to the board, you transform. And when you leave there, you have to put everything back in your backpack and go home. So you could never be yourself. But when the House of Ebony came, we fought. We carried pistols, everything. And we let these boys know we real just like you. And so we coming on through here. And so, because the same thing the brothers did, we did. And so a lot of the straight boys, they want to hang out with the House of Ebony because they knew we was getting money. And they know that we were legit people. We wasn't spookable. We didn't care what you call us. And we stand up because we all knew we was men before we was gay.
So Larry, quick question. Would you know?
So you heard that from the man's mouth himself, you know. This is not for fucking play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he wanted to make a point to show the world and to the people, the other men of the city of New York, you know, that regardless of if you're a gay man, you're still a man first. And so this organization was essentially created based off of that premise. And I think it's commendable to keep it a buck that, you know, they kind of fought through the trenches on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I can't imagine, you know, growing up in the 70s and 80s, you know, being gay and having to fight to exist, right? But the question still is, and in terms of Drake, like, what the fuck did you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. I would love to get my hands on that video. I would love to know, not even get my hands on it, but I would love to know what's in it. If somebody could just like drop like just a clue of what's in it. I know that Christopher Alvarez is in this video allegedly. To what degree, I don't know. Some of you know who Christopher Alvarez is. He's some sort of like music influencer, personality type. And I'm just curious, like, what did you do? And if we are to believe that whatever in this video is worth $625,000, this must be some fuck ass shit. Hey, Keyshawn, how you doing? And so I guess the next question is for me that, you know, if indeed this video has been sold off, and it's been sold off allegedly for $625,000, is this done? Is the beef done? Is everybody going in their separate directions and we will never hear about this shit again? Because the other thing is too, like with the shootings that happened at Drake's house, like those things are still they're still outliers, they're still unknowns. Like we don't really have anything, right? We don't really have a clear picture of the motivations of these individuals. Like the couple of folks that showed up afterwards and tried to gain entry into the house, or the one guy, I'm not sure. All of this to me is like a play on opportunity. And I'll give you my working theory. This is my working theory. So, my working theory is that I believe, this is just speculation, but I believe that if indeed someone from whoever Ebony Prince is, whoever that person is, reached out to Kendrick at some point in time and presented this evidence, right? And said, hey, I have this thing. Drake's associated with this thing. Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Drake's associated with this thing. And this would, now that you got this beef happening, it would be great, if you bought this stuff, like took this stuff off my hands and use it as ammunition. And I'm not sure, like, even in that where, because I know, who is it? DJ Academics even confirmed that they're not sure where the whole baby thing, the 11-year-old daughter came up from, but that has to be from somebody else because there's information online that points to the fact that there may be a child that exists that's around that age, right? And so I think whoever these folks are approached Kendrick, showed him what they had. They may or may have not showed him the video and probably asked if, he was willing to, pay to take it off their hands, right? And I'm thinking because I think this whole Ebony Prince thing is separate from the beef that Kendrick has with Drake. I think that those are two separate things that coincidentally like aligned at the same time. And he may have saw the video. He may know what's in it. You know what I'm saying? And also he's also aware of the drama. He's aware of the drama with The Weeknd in them. So he's looking at it from a big picture. Like, this is, even though I have hate for you, like I hate what Drake represents, speaking, I guess in my Kendrick mind. But I also know that you have all this other smoke happening in other places. I got people coming to me. And most likely he probably has somebody from OVO coming to him, whether it be through emails, direct messages, whatever, coming to him like this is the environment that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think he probably turned down the offer to purchase the items because, I mean, what was it? The Ebony Prince person said, well, they posted that video, the video of them still in possession of those items. And I think probably the way that they initiated that conversation with Kendrick was those well, not the screenshots, but those photos that we saw on the song art. That was probably the information. So that was Kendrick letting Drake know that I know more about you than what you think. And because Drake probably is seeing this and saying, well, I'm aware of what this is and what that is, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense coming from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he was aware that some bullshit was happening, but I don't think that he was really able to piece together why Kendrick would have this just based off of the music. Like, I mean, you can't say that you plotted something a year out because, like when you're given like security, like CCTV footage, is Drake saying that he knew Kendrick was going to do this a year ago? Because to me, it doesn't make any sense. Like what it sounds like is him kind of creating a narrative to like blow the fans and people listening away from the fact that, yeah, somebody was speaking to Kendrick about the fuck ass shit that was happening in New York. And so, and I mean, Like, I think it's just wild, but like I said, what I think is that there are so many moving parts because Drake has burnt so many bridges in the industry. And however this shit with the House of Ebony has happened, and I'm saying this allegedly because I can't confirm it, but I don't think that there was kind of like uh everybody banded together, and they had like a war room and they were all sitting there plotting and working with each other. What I think happened is that it was like the stars had aligned perfectly for this incident. Like there was already smoke with The Weeknd, there's already smoke with Kendrick. These House of Ebony people allegedly already have this ammunition, and they were just like, fuck it. Well, if the beef is happening, let's go talk to Kendrick. Let's see if he wants this. And I think those photos were probably the photos that he received to show that we have something on Drake. And that's why he used it in the song art, to weaponize it and scare the fuck out of Drake. And I think that Drake tried really hard to show that it wasn't anything going on, but I think ultimately he failed. I think he ultimately failed. Like that last song, when he tried to weaponize, um, let alone did he try to weaponize people, but weaponize Kendrick's own words against him and try to make fun of or make light of the fact that, he did have a situation with his family and there was, alleged sexual abuse, but it wasn't with him. And then try to spin that and make it seem like he's a survivor and make light of it, even though in his own music he said he wasn't. Like if anybody goes back and listens to that music, he very clearly says he's telling his mother no, and then coming to the realization that, his mother is making the assumption that he was harmed because she was. Like it's all in one song. Like if nobody has ever heard um Mother I Sober, all of everything that Drake said about Kendrick is literally all in that one song. That one song. With the exception of, him talking about other artists. And I think that it's really interesting that, because for me what it is confirmation of is that Kendrick definitely does hate the fuck out of Drake. I think that, in my heart of hearts, and this is just me speculating, I think that Kendrick sees him as like a bit like it's bigger than Drake is a human being, but he's the representation of something that's very wrong. Um, I can't even think of the name of the song, but there was one song that Drake and Kendrick did, and I can remember like hearing some lines where Kendrick was talking about like Drake like was a personification of everything that he could indulge in, but he knew were the worst things for him as a person. And what would that mean if he decided to follow Drake and indulge? Like he was already in his mind kind of like straddling the fence of, if I do this thing with Drake and if I do the things he's telling me to do, I know it's going to make me a worse fucking person. And he's questioning that in his head, in the song. And then I think at the end, he just decides to go into it. Right. But from very early on in their relationship, he had always questioned like what Drake represented and whether that was good for him. So I think for Kendrick, Drake is like the personification of like everything that could go wrong and everything that could be wrong with people, with community, with the music industry. Like Drake is that fucking personification. And I think that he illustrated very well in his music that, Drake is the problem. He's the fucking problem. People like him are the fucking problem. And, so we're here. And like I said, I just think that, this Ebony Prince thing, the Weekend thing, whether the Weekend indeed has some connection with the incidents at Drake's house, but I don't think that there was any huge conspiracy. I just think that people took opportunities because they were there. I think it was just like the stars aligned perfectly, and then people decided to make moves. And I think that Drake was foolish enough to kind of fall for just backing out of, because once, and I'm still trying to figure out that glove shit. I'm still trying to figure out that, like, for me, like, my brain keeps saying, like, the glove means that somebody died. Like, I see that motorcycle glove, and the first thing that comes to my mind is OJ. And I was in a Discord earlier, and I was like, well, wait, well, what hand was the glove that OJ put on that they were trying to use as evidence in the whole trial? And it's the same left-handed glove, like the glove in, I think it's 616 in LA, and the glove that OJ put on that was from evidence were both left-handed gloves. Like, I don't know why my brain thinks that. I don't know, because they look similar. But I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is symbolic, and maybe Kendrick is trying to tell him, like, I know that you were responsible for somebody dying, right? And I think that Drake, with his ego and everything, he was just, too big to fail. Like, I heard somebody, and I think this was over at Thought Crimes. Um, they 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 essentially made a comparison between Drake and Enron. And when I heard it, I was like, fuck, like, that makes a whole lot of sense. Like, I can't repeat how they lined it out, but they had drew comparisons between, like, what Drake represents in the music industry and how he maneuvers, a lot like how Enron did when there was the whole Watergate fiasco. And I thought that comparison was wild, because it made sense. I never thought I would hear it that way, but it made a whole lot of fucking sense. And so, yeah, I guess the next question is for me, like, if Ebony Prince, whoever that person may be, if they did indeed get paid, what does that mean for the rest of us? Because we want to know. We're so curious now. Like, and I know that they were probably doing it for completely different intentions than what we want to think. Like, we want to think that the Ebony Prince person and Kendrick are probably working with each other. But I don't think that that's how it played out. I think that it was just an opportunity that they tried to take. And because Kendrick wasn't willing to buy these things, because it was probably too messy for him. I don't, I'm just speculating, but I don't think that he wanted to get into that, because his intentions lied somewhere else. That they decided to take it off. But where they fucked up was with academics running his fucking mouth. And I think Kendrick knew that. And I think that's a lot of the reason why, folks are saying that he had a shit ton of music. I can almost, like, just based off of this piece here, I would like to say I can almost guarantee you that some of those songs incorporated whatever the fuck was on that video. And whatever else Kendrick knows that Drake thinks that he doesn't know. And that's the scary part for me, because I know all of us want to know, right? But will we find out at this point? I don't know. Like, if Ebony Prince has sold off this video, because you got to remember, again, whoever this Ebony Prince person, they still have all those other, the receipts, the empty pill bottles, the the glove, the the all the other shit, the shirt, they still have all of that stuff, right? So does it mean that the Ebony Prince thing is done? Like, is that story over now because they've been paid? Or are we not done and we just don't know what the next move is? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, right? Like I said, I think that none of them really had anything to do with each other. It was just the stars aligned, and there was an opportunity that all these different parties had. And they took advantage of it. And I think that Kendrick, if he did what I'm thinking that he did, was talking to these folks to figure out what was going on, and they showed him that shit, I think it was super smart to run that play, because because again, Drake is not going to think that, and I mean, and that's the other thing too, right? Like, what if it's not even just Drake himself? What if it's like it's members of OVO that have some sort of like indirect association with like the Ebony Prince. And again, I'm just speculating. I don't know this for sure. But what if it's not really Drake, but it's people in his camp? And that kind of makes sense for all of the pings, all of the offender pings on the which song was that? I can't even I can't even remember now. Not Euphoria, but Not Like Us. That would, to me, that would be wild, right? So let alone is Drake being alleged of things, but the associations in his camp is what ties the Ebony Prince person to Drake, right? So, yeah, this is just me speculating at this point. But yeah, I just wanted to share that information with you with the Ethereum transfers. Um, and we'll see, time will tell and we'll see what happens with all of this, right? I think probably YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and all of the the black social media police will figure this thing out. I did kind of want to wait until tomorrow to see what kind of updates that we have, but I just wanted to get this particular piece out with the Ethereum transfers. And then we'll just play it by ear there. But yeah, so that's it. That's all I have for you guys tonight. I know I've been MIA for a minute, but that's it. That's all. I'll post a few links to the Reddits that I found that have the backlinks to the Ethereum transfers. You guys can take a look at them yourself. Maybe you can do some investigative research and get back to me and let me know. But that's all I got for you guys. Have a good night. I'll talk to you guys in the comment sections or in chats, and have fun. Make sure you make some money tomorrow. All right. Bye.